Welcome to the Night Terror Files, where darkness speaks and the truth hides in shadows. Tonight we uncover a story that may haunt you long after the video ends. In the heart of Gloucester, England, stood a house so ordinary, yet it concealed horrors beyond imagination. Behind its walls, Fred and Rose West committed acts so vile they shocked the world. This is the true story of the house that devoured innocence. Chapter 1. The Disappearance. It began with a disappearance. Heather West, the teenage daughter of Fred and Rose, vanished in 1987. Her parents claimed she ran away, but whispers in the neighborhood told a different story. On New Year's Day 1987, Heather West, a 16-year-old with dreams as big as her heart, left home, intending to visit her father. But she never arrived. Days turned into weeks, hope into despair. The posters plastered on telephone poles bore witness to a community's anguish. "Have you seen Heather?" they screamed, their message echoing the question in every parent's heart. Was this the last time anyone saw her alive? Chapter 2. Digging up the truth. In 1994, a shocking tip-off led police to dig in the West's garden. What they found would haunt them forever. Human remains. Not just Heather's, but the bones of multiple young women, buried like secrets beneath the soil. It was February 26, 1994, when news broke. The quiet suburban street was about to erupt into chaos. Fred West, a name synonymous with unspeakable evil, was arrested. His wife Rose, a portrait of fragility and malevolence, was taken into custody as well. Whispers turned into shouts. What had seemed like a quiet neighborhood nightmare was now a horrifying reality. The nation watched as 25 Cromwell Street became a crime scene. Police combed through the property, uncovering secrets buried deeper than their shovels could reach, each step revealing a new layer of hell. First came the disturbing artifacts, teddy bears stained with a grim history. Then came the chilling diary entries detailing horrific acts. And finally, the moment that shook the world, the discovery of human remains in the very place where Heather's laughter once echoed. Chapter 3. A House of Pain. Fred and Rose West had turned their home at 25 Cromwell Street into a personal hellscape. Victims, often young women and lodgers, were lured, abused, and murdered. Some were even family. The house muffled screams, masked evil, and became known as the House of Horrors. Behind the facade of 25 Cromwell Street lurked unimaginable horrors. The year was 1973 when Fred West moved in, bringing with him a past as dark as the rooms he would soon fill with nightmares. The house became a hunting ground. First, it was the lodgers who disappeared, their tenancies ending abruptly, their voices silenced forever within those four walls. Then came Fred's daughter, Heather, lured into the web of her father's design. She was just 14 years old. Each story added another brick to the wall of terror, and the house stood silently, a witness to unspeakable crimes. From the basement where captives were held to the garden where secrets were buried, every room whispered tales of torment. Even the mundane became sinister, like the floral wallpaper concealing bloodstains or the fireplace where bodies were burned. It was a macabre museum of pain, each exhibit designed to chill the soul. The house at 25 Cromwell Street was more than a mere dwelling. It was a predator, preying on innocence and leaving only shattered lives in its wake. Chapter 4. Arrest and Aftermath. Fred West took his own life before trial. Rose was sentenced to life in prison. The neighborhood was left scarred. The house was demolished, but the nightmares linger. As dawn broke over Gloucester on February 1, 1995, the quiet of the morning was shattered by the news. Fred West, the architect of unimaginable horrors, had been found dead in his cell. His lifeless form, a stark end to a tale that had already claimed too many lives. Rose West, his accomplice in the face of justice, was brought to trial. The courtroom drama played out under the glare of the media spotlight. Every word, every glance dissected by a nation hungry for answers. On November 22, 1995, the verdict was delivered. Rose West was sentenced to life in prison, her fate intertwined with the bars of her own making. But the sentence did little to soothe the wounds of a community torn apart by the revelations of 25 Cromwell Street. The house itself, once a silent witness to unspeakable acts, was demolished, reduced to rubble so that something new could rise in its place. Yet the scars it left behind ran deeper than any foundation could hold. Chapter 5. Legacy of Terror. Even decades later, the horror of 25 Cromwell Street reverberates. Podcasts, documentaries, books, all trying to understand how two people could become monsters behind closed doors. Time has marched on, yet the shadow of 25 Cromwell Street lingers. Every crack in the pavement, every tree that stood witness to the horrors of the past, keeps the memories alive. The house might be gone, but its legacy echoes in the whispers of the wind. It's a story that refuses to be buried, that demands to be told again and again. In the eerie silence that followed, only the wind dared to stir, carrying with it the faint echoes of the past. At 25 Cromwell Street, they came for help, for solace, and for a chance at a new beginning. The house stood as a silent predator, ready to devour their dreams. It was a place where trust was a fallacy and safety a forgotten lullaby. Who could have imagined that behind that unassuming facade lurked such sinister intent? How could a home, a sanctuary meant to offer refuge, turn into a chamber of horrors? Now, 3 decades on, the scars remain. For some, the pain is etched into the landscape itself, a constant reminder of the darkness that once thrived there. Others find themselves drawn to the mystery, seeking to understand the labyrinth of twisted minds that concocted such sinister schemes. It's a morbid fascination, a desire to peer into the abyss and ask, why? Why would someone open their door to such unspeakable acts?
Why would a family turn into a house of horrors? Yet perhaps the most haunting question of all is, how can we ensure that the darkness that once thrived at 25 Cromwell Street never finds purchase in our society again? As we stand here today, let us remember not just the victims but the resilience of the human spirit that refuses to stay buried. Thank you for watching the Night Terror Files. If you made it this far, you're braver than most.
Let us know in the comments what you think really happened at 25 Cromwell Street. And if you enjoyed the story, don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll be back with another tale to keep you up at night.